Coronaviruses are a group of related viruses that cause diseases in mammals and birds. Coronaviruses were first discovered in the 1930s when an acute respiratory infection of domesticated chickens was shown to be caused by infectious bronchitis virus, IBV. In the 1940s, two more animal coronaviruses, mouse hepatitis virus, MHV, and transmissible gastroenteritis virus, DGV, were isolated. Human coronaviruses were discovered in the 1960s. The earliest ones studied were from human patients with a common cold, which were later named human coronavirus 229E and human coronavirus OC43. Other human coronaviruses have since been identified, including SARS-CoV in 2003, CoV-L63 in 2004, HKU1 in 2005, and MERS-CoV in 2012. COVID-19, which has started in December 2019, is closely related to severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS, which swept around the world in 2002 to 2003. COVID-19 is different than the other coronaviruses in that the spectrum of disease is broad, with around 80% of cases leading to a mild infection. There may also be many people carrying the disease and displaying no symptoms, making it even harder to control. So far, around 20% of COVID-19 cases have been classed as severe and the current death rate varies between 0.7% and 3.4% depending on the location. The source of the coronavirus is believed to be a wet market in Wuhan which sold both dead and live animals including fish and birds. Such markets pose a heightened risk of viruses jumping from animals to humans because hygiene standards are difficult to maintain if live animals are being kept and butchered on site. Typically, they are also densely packed allowing disease to spread from species to species. The animal source of COVID-19 has not yet been identified, but the original host is thought to be bats. Bats were not sold at the Wuhan market but may have infected live chickens or other animals sold there. Bats are host to a wide range of zoonotic viruses including Ebola, HIV and rabies. The coronavirus, known as COVID-19, spreads from person to person in close proximity, similar to other respiratory illnesses, such as the flu. Droplets of saliva or mucus from an infected person are dispersed in the air or on surfaces by coughing or sneezing. These droplets can come into direct contact with other people or can infect those who pick them up by touching infected surfaces and then their face. According to scientists, coughs and sneezes can travel several feet and stay suspended in the air for up to 10 minutes. It is not yet known how long the virus can survive outside a host but, in other viruses, it ranges from a few hours to months. According to the WHO, signs of infection include fever, cough, shortness of breath and breathing difficulties. In more severe cases, it can lead to pneumonia, multiple organ failure and even death. Current estimates of the time between infection and the onset of symptoms range from 1 to 14 days. Most infected people show symptoms within 5 to 6 days. However, infected patients can also be asymptomatic, meaning they do not display any symptoms despite having the virus in their systems. Scientists around the globe are racing to develop a vaccine but have warned it is not likely one will be available for mass distribution before 2021. Meanwhile, a growing number of countries have introduced a series of sweeping measures to slow the spread of the coronavirus, including nationwide lockdowns, bans on gatherings, closure of schools, restaurants, bars and sports clubs, as well as issuing mandatory work-from-home decrees. International airlines have cancelled flights the world over. Some countries have banned non-citizens from entering their territories, and several more have evacuated their citizens from abroad. Honestly, it's impossible to say if and when the coronavirus will die down because it's a totally new virus, and therefore unpredictable. But pandemics have happened before, and they eventually pass as they become more contained, and as vaccines are developed and distributed. But researchers do look at past pandemics to make very baseline predictions about when it might end. And in the past, pandemics have typically lasted between 12 and 36 months. Even if the number of cases starts to fall in the next 3 months, we will still be far from the end. COVID-19 will continue to be a threat for a good part of 2020, and we will start to see the page turn in 2021. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any upcoming news or scientific discoveries. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.